everyone, and welcome back. I'm your host, Priscilla, and this is the Carnivore Journey. I am so excited. I just wrapped up 28 days on Carnivore, completed my first month, and heading into month 2. Month 1 has definitely had its challenges, had a lot of ups and downs, but I'm so excited and I'm so happy with everything that I've been through. Last week in video 3, I spoke briefly about ketosis, and I just want to get into it just a little bit more this week. So we're going to spend about 3 or 4 minutes on ketosis, and then of course at the end of the video I will give you an update on my weight loss, what I've been up to this week, and show you a comparison picture between week 3 and week 4. So let's just get started. What is ketosis? Ketosis is a metabolic state in which your body uses fat for energy and not carbs. How does this relate to carnivore, and why is this a good thing? Carnivore is a zero-carb diet. When we are no longer taking in carbs, our body has no choice but to use the stored fat within our bodies for energy. Now you may be wondering, what does that mean? Well, here's a simple explanation. Before I started doing carnivore, I consumed pasta, bread, rice, cookies, chips, and of course sugary drinks. My poor stomach would have to digest all those carbohydrates and starchy foods. When the food reached my stomach, enzymes and stomach acid would then break the food down into glucose. My stomach and small intestine would quickly absorb the glucose and then release it into my bloodstream. The pancreas then would make insulin. Insulin helps the blood sugar to enter cells. Insulin tells the liver, store blood sugar for later. How is glucose stored for a later time? For us to use glucose, our body must produce insulin. If our body doesn't make insulin, then glucose stays in the bloodstream and cannot be absorbed. Insulin is a hormone that lowers the level of glucose in the blood. When we eat, our bodies break food down into glucose. Once this happens, the glucose enters the bloodstream. When the blood sugar rises, the pancreas gets to work and makes insulin. This is important because the pancreas controls blood sugar levels. The pancreas also alerts cells to absorb glucose so it can be stored or used for energy. When the body uses all the energy it needs, the leftover glucose is bundled up by the liver and stored as glycogen. When glucose levels in the bloodstream begin to fall, the pancreas stops producing insulin and the cells within the pancreas start making a hormone called glucagon. Glucagon is a hormone that the pancreas creates, which signals to the liver to convert stored glycogen back to glucose, and the cycle starts all over. So how does this relate to ketosis and carnivore? Well, carnivore is a zero carbohydrate diet. The carnivore diet consists of eating only high protein foods such as beef, chicken, eggs, cheese, and fish. My body can no longer depend on glucose for energy. My body must use fat for energy because carbohydrates are no longer an option. So how does my body use fat for energy? My body is now in ketosis and has become fat adapted. Fat adapted means that my body now uses fat for energy instead of glucose. Because I'm no longer depending on glucose, my body creates ketones. Ketones are created in our liver when our bodies run out of stored glycogen. Your body goes in ketosis when you can no longer depend on glucose for energy and your body has to break down the fat stored in the body. It does this using an acid known as ketones. After the fat is broken down and used as energy, the leftover ketones leave your body when you urinate. That was just a brief explanation on what ketosis is, and I hope you learned something. And if you have any more questions, please do your research or just start your research. And if you want me to answer you directly, then just leave a comment in the comment section and I'll be glad to get back with you. So let's get into my weekly review. This week was a great week, but I did lay around a little bit more than I usually do. I've had a little bit more cheese than I normally consume, and on top of it, I had a little bit more dairy. Actually, I haven't had really any dairy since I started carnivore until this past week, which might be the reason why I didn't lose as much weight as I had in previous weeks. But hey, you live and you learn. This is a journey. It's a journey for a reason. I'm learning as I go, and as I go, I continue to read and do my research, and I listen to what other people say. I follow them on their pages. I am learning, and I'm not perfect, but once I learn something, then that's why I share it with you so that you don't make the same mistakes. I did put chicken in my diet this week, which was great. We had chicken about 3 times, and it's very satisfying. There is nothing better than chicken just grilled up in a whole bunch of butter and just put on your plate to enjoy. And we did that 3 nights. So that was something very different. I also came across a really fun recipe. I call it my carnivore breakfast muffins. I will be putting the recipe on video 5, so be sure to watch out for that, as well as putting a small in the kitchen short video out as well. So I am down officially to 197.6 pounds. I'm so proud of myself and everything that I have accomplished this month. When I first started carnivore, I was tipping the scales almost at 214 pounds. And right now, 28 days later, I am 197.6. I'm very excited, and I can't wait to see what month 2 holds, where I just continue to get better and stronger and healthier, and where I can continue to share my journey with each and every one of you, because that to me is the best part. Like I said, I started this channel because I not only wanted to help myself, but I also want to help others, and that's what I'm hoping these videos are doing for those who tune in every week. I just want to say thank you so much for joining me tonight in this video. I hope that you learned something. If you like this video, or you have a comment, or you want to learn more about ketosis, like I said, do some research at home, or please leave a comment in the comment box and we'll get right back to you. Hit the like button, subscribe, and thank you once again from the Carnivore Journey. I'm your host, Priscilla. Goodbye.